y'all want to know what I recently just overcame? I recently overcame depression. I was depressed. My man went to jail. Um, I got fired for the first time. Um, had to take another class that I almost passed. Really just needed 2 extra points and was wondering why my teacher couldn't give me the 2 extra points, so I didn't have to take the whole class all over again. So yeah, everything was just going downhill, downhill, downhill. And not to top it off, my accident, boom, sent me over. So I was like depressed for real because I was like, I'm not. I had to relearn how to dance, something I've been doing all my life and love to do, and all of this stuff. I had to teach myself how to dance yet again. Um, Dancing was about the only thing that made me happy. I would see myself in the mirror and be like, oh, I can actually do it, because I would have to watch in front of me because I can't look behind me and stuff like that. I can't look like normal people do to me, breaking my neck the way I broke my neck. So dancing kind of sort of boosted me up, but yet I still was in a depressed stage. Drinking, I thought I was escaping it, so that's why I stayed drunk a bunch of times and was just drunk, 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 and everywhere liquor was, I was just trying to be there and get drunk down, not caring. And yeah, I was just not caring for life at the time and caring about my safety or my safety around others. I was just in a spin. I was the Tasmanian devil. I did a couple of things that if I was in the right stage and went in a depressed stage, I possibly wouldn't have done. But hey, you never know, and things happen for a reason. I take them as an eye opener, because my car accident was an eye opener for me to tell me that me drinking through my depression was not helping me. It actually put me in a worse situation than I was already in. So for me to see the light at the end was beautiful. Okay, it was very beautiful. I'm telling you guys, my life is at peace. I reached out, I talked to people, I opened up, I told my true feelings. They gave me their best advice. I applied it to my life. I started reading my Bible. I need to get back on to reading my Bible, because I finished like 2 chapters out of the Bible, but I also was getting frustrated with the Bible, because I was like, I need a Bible that I can read and actually understand, and not thou, the dough, the this, that. I don't understand none of that. I can read it, but it's like one ear and out the other. So I found I downloaded the TD Jakes app, where it's basically like the Urban Dictionary type of Bible, where it's not all that though, this, that, and third. So I actually can read, I understand, and I actually can apply it to my life. And scriptures that I do come across, I do try to apply it to my life. And like, I put my faith, my full faith into God. Like, I have always been a believer of God, but I always question him or either doubt him, but these last few days I don't doubt him on anything. I don't question him on nothing. I sit there, I pray, and I leave it there. I literally had to learn that the hard way. Like, when they say bring it to God, pray and tell him, and leave it there. Don't worry, take your worries, go on about your life. No, literally listen to them, cuz I will leave it there and go on by my life. And then a couple of days later, what I prayed for, what I wanted, it comes to me, it's answered. It's like, dang, all I had to do was pray and not worry about it and give it to you, God. Like, but hey, or whoever you believe in, just let them know how you feeling. Talk to them. Build your relationship. Make sure your relationship's stronger with them, because at the end of the day, hey, when you really ain't got nobody, you can count on them. You can count on whoever you pray to, whoever you worship. They will always be there in your corner to see you through all your troubles that you're going through. And really, me talking to people and expressing how I feel to the people who I was feeling some type of way towards too, and getting their side and what they think, and all of this stuff played a part into it too. So it's like, me confronting my issues and my problems and who I was trying to blame my problems on helped me get better, because if the truth's in front of you, you can't run from the truth. You can't hide from the truth. You can only just accept the truth and move on from that. And basically what I did, I had to grow up, accept the truth, and realized that prayer basically solves everything. Most of everything, anything prayer can solve. But yeah, not to just like preach to y'all like I'm just this church going girl, but I am a church going girl. I did grow up in the church, but then I also stirred away from church because I was like, I'm getting tired of being in church Wednesdays, Sundays, whatever days, and you know, or whatever. But now that I don't have time to go to church, that's be the main thing I want to do is go to church. It's like, y'all, when I go to church, I always, when, I don't know, and it happens to me every single time. Every time I do end up going to church, the preacher always asks, does anybody need blessings, this, that, and the third? And I always walk down the aisle and get prayed over, get my blessings, and tell them my accident, I'm recovering, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm trying to be a better person, I'm trying to figure out my purpose, and this, that, and third, and they pray over me even harder that I find it, and all of this stuff. So y'all, I can't complain. I have not been in no drama, no mess, no none of that since 2 years ago. A little over 2 years ago. I can't say that I was in drama and mess. Like, my life has completely changed. Like, it has completely changed. I feel like I haven't completely changed, but I changed a little bit and I grown up a little bit, and I can own up to a little bit. But yeah, for the most part, seems like things are going up, up, and up. But for those who are fighting depression and stuff like that, I say reach out to people because I went through the suicidal phase. I went through the texting and doing crazy things. I recall running down 249. When I was at a friend's house, I was drinking, and then my key was so jacked up and rigged that the little part, like, it was fixed in three parts or whatever. It was broken to three part, and you needed the silver part. It was like a Honda key, okay, with the buttons on it. And then this part right here was broken out of this black part right here. So I had to literally keep up with this part right here, which I stick in the ignition and turns on. And then in order for my car to start, it's a battery in this part right here. So you have to slide the key up in there. I tried to super glue it, tape it, all of that stuff. It just kept falling out, falling out, falling out. I just needed a new key. But I was too cheap to pay $213, I believe. But well, I didn't want to spend my money. I didn't want to spend my money, and I'm like, why I gotta spend my money on a Mia key? I don't know who the hell I thought I was, but yeah. So my grandma ended up buying me a key after that, but I had an episode before I got it because I lost this, and then the friend that I was with, I gave her my keys or whatever to drive because I think she was better off than me. Not sure we both was drinking because she even had her episode in the garage with her crying about being insecure or some stuff, not confident or whatever it was. But yeah, that's not my story to tell. Yeah, she basically dropped this part of my key. And when we was in the car, I got the freaking out on her like, you dropped my key, you lost my key, you lost my key. And she got it. No, this part of the key was missing. And everybody who was there was drunk, of course. But I looked at even more crazier because they didn't understand that this key was broken into three parts to where you had to stick it in there, and the battery has to be in there, and the key has to be in there, or either it doesn't read or whatever or whatnot. And so I went reading. Come to find out, I had to my little sister friend had came and got us from the house that we was at or whatever whatnot. And once I got home, I ran back down the street and was running down 249. Thank God my brother was walking directly behind me and making sure I wasn't hurting myself, because I was like, nobody cared for me. Nobody want to do this for me. I was calling my parents and them. It was like 3, 2 something in the morning. I'm leaving voicemails on my daddy phone saying I'm finna jump. I'm finna kill myself. I'm finna do this. I'm finna do that. Y'all don't care for me. Y'all don't love me. All of this stuff. I even went through made a post on Facebook, but this was afterwards. I made a post on Facebook, but I was still spiraling in my depression, saying, why God kept me here? He should have killed me in my car accident. Like, saying stupid stuff that I regret even saying. And then I heard a couple people feelings with me making that post, and I gotta realize that two wrongs don't make a right, and just because I feel like that person hurt me don't mean I have to hurt that person back for them to feel what I feel. They can feel what I'm feeling as long as I express myself to them. And I learned that the hard way, because I felt like jab for jab, blow for blow, let's do that. But no, that's not the right way to do it, or whatever, whatnot. It's really not. It's not the right way to do it. So yeah, I really found out that my family really cared for me. They was there for me through my car accident, through my recovery. Everybody came, everybody showed up, and I really had to apologize to them, and because I was a menace. Okay, growing up, you can tell me nothing, and I think that's also played a part into it. You couldn't tell me nothing. I felt I was so independent. I got everything on my own, to where I don't need you for nothing. I can go out and get it. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. Like, I was independent. I don't need nobody. I don't got to depend on nobody. What y'all here for? Y'all don't do nothing for me. Like, just so stupid. But I'm over that now. I know I do need my family. I do love and cherish my family. I am glad that they didn't write me off and disown me as many times I done wrote them off and disowned them, and all of this types of stuff. Like, just reach out if you're going through a depression stage, because once you make it through, you're gonna be like, I was depressed about what? Because I cannot believe that I was depressed, and I can't even really tell you guys why I was depressed. I just felt like my life was at its ends. Like, I lost my man. I didn't lose my man, but he got locked up, and my man was really my best friend, my go-to. When I get into it with my family, I'm calling him and I'm asking him for his advice. And at the same time, not all the time, he was on my side. Sometimes he'll be on their side, so I get mad at him. But the truth is the truth, and you can't get mad at the truth. And so I had to really have an eye-opener. Had to sit down, had a good talk with God, asked him to come in, change my heart, change me in the right way, in the correct way to be. And kept praying for it, kept praying for it, kept praying for a change, kept praying that I see a change in me, and I finally see a change in me. I finally feel like I changed. My family saying I'm coming down a little bit, but they still got their eye on me, because it's like, yeah, you changed, but in a matter of seconds, minutes, would you relate back to the old Maxine that you was? So it's like, I'm still working on me. I'm still a work in progress. I'm still got a bunch of stuff to do, to work on, to improve, to be better at. But me reaching out, and the hardest thing for me to do was to put it on my Instagram story, to put it on Facebook, that I was battling depression. I was going through depression, because I'm like, Maxine, you happy-go-lucky. Every time somebody see me, I'm smiling, I'm happy. Let's go do this, let's go do that, let's go have fun, let's go do this, that, and third. I was just covering it all. I was just trying to cover what I was going through, so people wouldn't ask me what was wrong with me. And then every time I talked about it or said something about it, I'm busting out crying. I don't even know why I'm crying. I'm just crying because I'm hurting, and I'm hurting myself by not allowing people who actually care for me to be there and help me. And that was just my downfall, and that's why I was depressed as long as I was depressed. I could have been out of my depressed stage, but I was Billy Badass. Nobody could tell me nothing. Nobody cared. Nobody was there. Nobody knew this. Nobody cared. I went days without eating. It's like, how was they supposed to know when you were staying by yourself? You don't reach out to nobody. You stay, like, I literally stayed to myself. Like, once I got off and got on my own, I didn't reach out. I didn't feel the need to reach out unless I was down and out and really, really, really needed, and it was like at its ends. And then, of course, I had to swallow my pride, and that's another thing I had to get over, my pride. I had to swallow my pride. That was the biggest pill I ever swallowed in my life, was my pride. And I'm so glad that I swallowed my pride, because I ain't too prideful to do anything right about now. I apologize to every human being that I could have think of that I hurted, harmed, or anything like that, or made them feel some type of way, especially if I feel like it was a genuine friendship there or a genuine person, period, and I did you wrong. I apologize for it. I owned up to my wrongs. I feel like I wrote all my wrongs. Probably not one wrong that's, I could probably got one more to do, just to be a nice person. But I really don't, at the same time, I really don't feel like I owe that person anything. But just to say I did it and get it off my chest and to be done with it all, I feel like I owe that one person an apology. No, it's not family related because I would have been did it. But yeah, one of these days I'll do it. One of these days. But if you're battling anything, reach out, talk to somebody, let somebody know. But make sure that person is genuine. Make sure they're not gonna throw it in your face, because that was my biggest thing. I didn't want to tell nobody what I was going through for the person to be like, "Oh, you depressed ass bitch. Oh, you depressed this, you depressed that. Oh, girl, you about to kill yourself. Girl, do it, do it, do it. You stay threatening to kill yourself." Y'all, and that's another thing I had to grow up from. I stayed threatening to kill myself, stab myself, die, this, that, and the third. I couldn't stab myself. I couldn't. It hurted. Even the little small, little slit, little thing. I could not do that. I've thought about it too much. I'm like, nah. I ain't ever cut myself. I ain't ever tried to cut myself. I just talked about how I was gonna kill myself, but I don't know how I was gonna kill myself without me doing any of those things or harm to myself, which I could not do harm to myself. So yeah, I was just a crazy teen and crazy young adult, like just going through life and used to having it my way, and then when things didn't go my way, it was all hell times 10 because I was causing myself hell. But yeah, get help, reach out, talk to people who care, let them know what you're going through. Don't go through it by yourself, because it's people who can be there and can help you get through whatever you're going through.